the real deal. It is Marten Van Riel. He is our men's T100 world champion. What a race, sir. These guys just doffed their hats to you as you came in. Can you just try and sum up with the microphone how that unfolded out there? Just under 2K to go, you put your foot down and were in total control, it looked like.
I was definitely not in total control, but yeah, I could feel that I had a couple surges in me. Rico is really good at keeping the pace high, but like when I put my first surge in and we dropped Kyle, I could see that he was already suffering a bit. So I knew that with a couple of kilometers to go, I was going to try to put in a big surge. I think that Sam also remembers that one from Ibiza.
I do.
Tell us about how it unfolded. I spoke to your brother, Hendrik, and he said, you know what, you have been so cool, so calm all week, talking about the potential of being the world champion. Now it's here. What does it feel like? These guys know. Does it actually sink in standing here? Or guys, tell us, does it take a long time to sink in?
I think we might have to slap you across the face just to make sure you know it's real, you're not dreaming.
I've been doing that all week.
Yeah,
right?
I finally feel like I'm a bit part of the gang here. But
he's part of the gang.
How good is that? Honestly, wearing #1, going into a World Championship race, I really would love to know how you dealt with the expectation. You know, it's big and it's hard to perform on such a huge expectation. You've done it today, wearing #1, cementing your place as the first ever T100 World Champion. How good?
Yeah, it was honestly really tough, especially wearing that #1, because in my head I knew that a podium place was good enough, and if you have that in your head, it's actually really hard to go for the win as well. So I was trying to not think too much of the title and just try to perform as good as I could on the day.
Yeah, for me it was super impressive, not just your race, but to be able to do that kind of with the target on your back, you know. And I mean, we spent 2 weeks together and I didn't feel at all like you felt that pressure. You're so relaxed, and I think that's what it takes, you know, to have a world title. It's to be cool, calm and collected when it really matters. And yeah, what a way to kind of finish the year, mate. Fuck, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I think that also just being with you, Aaron, Glenn, my coach, who helped us out, like that was just a really good, like, relaxed atmosphere. We're just, you know, doing the training, just being mates, like having fun, and I think, yeah, you know, that's what takes the edge off. You know, if you, I heard you on the commentary, Jan, yesterday saying, like, if you approach it with too much pressure, if you approach it with too much, like, thinking about, like, needing to get that world title, it's gonna get hard. And I just try to approach it as a normal race and still have fun. Have fun in training, although actually it wasn't that fun sitting in Sam's wheel.
Talking about the bike, what moment was there any moment in the race where you felt like it was slipping away from you potentially or not?
Not really, but I did feel that with the technicality and like the little hills and like not hills, but like the bridges, it was really like a harmonica being in like that 5th, 6th position, and actually it was very surgy, which actually made it quite tough. I was always kind of in control, but I'm actually not sure if it was the best tactic to sit in like 5th, 6th wheel. Maybe it was better to be a bit more up front and like to be able to take your own corners, like your own pace.
And did you hear about Magnus's mechanical at any point? And did this like have an impact on kind of how you approached the run effectively?
Yeah, I did hear. Someone told me like Magnus mechanical, and obviously that's really a bummer, you know, like that's not how you want to decide a world title basically, but yeah, that's unfortunately these things happen as well. But to be honest, once I saw that we were away with 3 on the run, I knew that I was gonna go for the win on the day and like still take the risk to come third.
Emotions are high down here. I'm just going to apologise for the colourful language we heard from Sam Laden there. World champions know how it feels to be a world champion. I'm just going to ask you a question. Obviously, Vegas, you couldn't quite get over the line first, and you'd shaven this moustache. You said you've never lost a race with this moustache. Is that why it's back on?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a new streak. The unbeaten streak is over, so the unbeaten with the moustache streak is on.
It's working. The superstitions are working. Yesterday with Taylor, and now with Marten as well, Jan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to be fair, and I just want to make sure you understand that Magnus mechanical or not, I don't think that's what decided the title, right? You went and you did everything. You really made sure that it stayed in your hands. You took control. That's what I find the most impressive. When are you going to the printers to update your training shirt? I think it deserves at least a golden ring around the arm or some nice World Championship detail.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna find a solution to show that next year.
No more pink and yellow then? Are we going all gold and white?
I don't think we're going all gold and white, but maybe a little golden touch that could happen.
Rudy von Berg just crossing the line there. I want to ask you as well, I know you're the kind of character that will have planned a party for later on tonight. What is that looking like, and where do we come to join this?
I'm going to buy a razor and shave that moustache off straight away. That's what we're going to do first.
Make sure the streak doesn't get extended too far.
Martin, tell us.
Nah, well, yeah, I think that I will follow Sam's advice there.
And just tell us a little bit about this season as well. Obviously, I was there actually in Paris, and I saw that you were gutted with your performance there. The ability to just turn your season around like you have and now find yourself on the top of the world.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that it was very good to have this goal. That was also a really big goal to do well in the T100 series this year, and to be able to do that has been kind of what kept me on and not made me doubt too much about the Olympic Games, because I knew my shape was way better than what I showed there. Unfortunately, like you have one day to show it, and this was just not the one. But yeah, it was really good to have not the time to think about it too much and just have went straight into the T100 series. And yeah, this definitely made for a great season.
Back, eh?
Sam, I think summed it up really nicely. 20 years comes together in one day. I thought that was such a beautiful way to say it. Honestly, how do you feel being somebody who has made that cusp? It's so black and white. People chase that elusive world title a lifelong, and you are here early in your long distance days, and you do it on a first attempt, but having had many years, many setbacks as well, it's got to be a pretty sweet moment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all the difficult moments that make the beautiful ones even more beautiful, and yeah, this makes it all worth it. 2022 and 2023 were really hard seasons for me. I think I had 9 months of running, and running is still my insecurity of not being fast enough.
Didn't see that today.
Yeah, but yeah, that's always been a bit my problem. But I think that long distance just suits me better, because it doesn't come down to 100% a run as short distance does these days, and it's more of the three disciplines are important. So I think that I'm finally playing with my best cards.
It was brilliant to watch, Martin. You are our first ever men's T100 world champion. Enjoy this moment with your team. I know some of your family are here as well. Guys, round of applause, I think, for a world champion.
Should we take them to the tattoo studio tonight?
Oh, wait, we had a bet. We had a bet on about your hair color, mustache color. Who thinks he should tint his mustache the same color as this suit?
I think that's a yes. We have Rico Bogen next to us, second today. Rico, you've proved everyone wrong. You are now very much capable of competing in these hot conditions, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm so proud. So many people say I can't handle the heat, and it really challenged me. And I thought, how can I handle it? And I trained really much on it, and the team around me worked it out. And now I can say, yes, I can do it. I can also handle the heat. I'm so proud of it.
They were your first words to me when you finished. I can do it. Yeah. I can do it. Talk to us a little bit about having that monkey on your back, right? You come here, you know it's going to be tough. Does that ever creep into your mind saying, well, if everybody says it, it must be true? Or are you like, if they say it, I'm going to prove you wrong and I'm going to be here getting that podium spot?
Yeah, it's more that I want to prove it to the others. And we trained it, and I was really fit, and I know that I'm fit. And so, we trained also heat training. I did indoor sessions with long sleeves, and thought, it should possible now. And now I proved it to the world. And the mystery pro said I'm the first one. And so many comments there, and fucking hell, no.
Excuse me for the language. Once again, emotions are high down here.
Rico will not winning. Then I'm running 2 kilometers before the finish line with Marten. It's so great.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in your shoes as well, who haven't had great history in the heat, probably would have raced a bit conservatively, and I think it's really admirable to say that you still went for the win and still took that risk, and in the end, yes, you didn't come out with the win, but I think this is it's so good for the future ahead, I think this, the mental battle that you won today is huge.
Yeah, it's really great. now I can do both cold and heat weather. So yeah, hopefully many races to come.
Rubik's Cube solved.
Can I ask you what you'd like to say to your coach, Alec? He's standing off camera filming this entire interview. He looks so proud of you right now. A word on what he's done for you to be able to stand here second on this podium today.
Yeah, this is my manager. My coach is at home, but yeah, we are a team. We call us the Three Musketeers, and so the manager, coach, and we really working strongly together. And yeah, we built a plan how to handle the heat. We focused on this day here, Dubai, the grand final. We know here are more points, and then yeah, in the end, it finally worked out.
Talk to us to the importance of being a team. I mean, you have just come and reached the podium of the Dubai T100. If our calculations, at least my calculations, are good, there's another surprise in there for you somewhere. What is the importance of the team in such a strong individual performance?
Yeah, I think triathlon is a complex sport, so you can't do it alone, and you need a team to give things away. I can't handle all the things. Last year after the World Champs, yeah, really the media came to me, everything, and it was great that I
the future Jan Frodeno, they were saying, and all this. It's so annoying.
So it's good to take tasks to other people, yeah, and so it's really important to have a team here. Yeah.
Rico, the last time we saw you perform this well was in San Francisco. It came down to that sprint finish. You just missed out. Were you backing yourself if it was to come down to a sprint finish this time that you were going to beat Marten Van Riel out there?
Yeah, I would try it, but yeah, I think he was stronger today and he deserved to win. But I gave it all out there, so it's okay to be second. Yeah.
Can I also say as well that you have now finished third in the world standings for this year? If we'd have said that to you at the beginning of this year, would you just kind of taken a hand off with that? What a position.
No, that's really crazy. I was 10th before the race, and I thought maybe I'm 8th. Or the main goal was to stay in the top 10, and now I'm 3rd. It's crazy to hear that, yeah.
How good does it feel to now go out to all those keyboard warriors who said you were a one-trick pony that couldn't do it in the real conditions? You've proven over a whole season against the best in the world that you are a podium contender, and you just got yourself a bronze medal at the T100 World Championships.
Yeah, this makes me really proud, and yeah, I'm still young and many years to come, so hopefully always on the podium. Yeah.
Well, what a day for you. I'll let you step out because it has been fantastic. Rico Bogen, a second today here in Dubai. Everyone's favourite, the fan favourite, is what Jack Kelly was just saying about you. You left it late, Ali, the last race of the season for your first podium this season.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, there's not a lot I could do about that, but I needed some stars to align, and thankfully they aligned for me today.
Not without drama though. You stacked it at the end there, and we were all, I think, holding our breath, watching, just going, come on, Alistair, and you did it.
Yeah, it was just when I caught him as well. It really couldn't have been any worse timing, but yeah, I knew I was running down the hill there as quickly as I could, and I was pushing it around, some gravel on the corner, but yeah, in terms of the things that could have gone wrong, that's a minor one.
I think in terms of the adversity you had to face today as well, you had a little mishap in T1, little mishap in T2. I feel like you've finally conquered all those things that have thrown you back. It sounds like you've had a good run in. How good does it feel just to have a smooth race, be at the pointy end of the race and just show what you're capable of?
Yeah, I'd forgotten about the Wolf in T1, to be honest. That feels a long time ago. But yeah, you know what triathlon's like. You know very rarely things are going to go perfect, and you have to train and prepare and try to be able to deal with the stuff that goes wrong. And yeah, I mean, most of the time, unfortunately, I can't. I'm too much near the edge, and I literally need lots of stars to align. Because I mean, in terms of like my physical ability, I've been much fitter in some other races this year, and yeah, I just had to do what I could do today.
Jan and me, just before the race, we were talking and we were saying, imagine if Ali has a great race here, how amazing would that be? How did you feel the lead up of this race compared to the other ones? You were just saying that you felt fitter, but where was your headspace?
Yeah, well, I tend to be, I try to take a positive attitude into every race and really not take things that have gone well or badly, just be really level-headed. But yeah, the last 2 months actually have been horrific. I've hardly done any sessions. I've done 1 bike session since Ibiza, maybe 2 run sessions, 1 hard swim session. Yeah, it's
muscle
so
memory
bad.
Coming through.
But honestly,
2-time Olympic champion here.
It was only I did a bike session last Sunday, and that was the first decent anything I've done on the bike since Ibiza. And I thought, Oh, good. It's kind of good I've still got it, because it's not been there for about 5 weeks.
Fair to say you've still got it today. Yeah.
Triathlon world, watch out. If you can string it all together
Yeah,
for a while,
that'd
then,
be nice.
then we're all in trouble.
Ali, one of only a few athletes have done all 7 races this year. How grueling has this entire series been? Obviously, it's our inaugural series and hopefully more races to come next year. But what was this journey like for you this season?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of travel, that's true. It's spread out over the year, and to be honest, I haven't done any other triathlons, so I've just focused on this. I've done a bit of bike racing around it, but yeah, I mean, really, I've only done 7. I say only, but I've done 7 triathlons. I didn't finish 2 of them, so I've done 5 races, which doesn't actually sound that bad. And my kind of thinking was exactly like this. I can't put all my eggs in a few baskets these days. There's too many uncontrollables. I have to spin the dice, turn up to the races with whatever form I've got and see what happens.
And he's such a Yorkshireman, he was just saying, I can't wait for a cup of tea. Well, with that in mind, we'll let you go and find a cup of tea somewhere. Well, emotional scenes for different reasons. David McNamee coming across the blue carpet, the finish line for the final time ever, because that was your last triathlon race of your entire career, 20 years in this career. David, that must have felt a little bit different to usual.
Yeah, I don't think it really hit me until coming in the last 1 kilometre. Somebody shouted to me, "This is the last kilometre you'll ever do in your life." And I still intend to keep on running, so it won't actually be my last kilometre, but racing-wise it will be. And yeah, I'm
did that hit home?
Yeah, it really did. And being Scottish, we aren't used to showing our emotions, and yeah, it's great to be here and great to go out racing the best athletes in the world still. And obviously I would have loved to win today, but I couldn't have thought of a better way to end this year.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you put a post up about this being your last race, and I was kind of annoyed because I felt like you underplayed it. You put this photo of you from the back, and you didn't at all kind of go on about the massive CV that you have had in all these years of racing, whether it be in short course or long course. So yeah, it's been a pleasure to follow your career for me growing up, and yeah, thank you.
No, thank you very much. It's been an incredible 20 years. There's been highlights, low points, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what I do for the next 20 years. I've still not figured it out. I might have to speak to Jan about this later on. So yeah, thank you very much, and yeah.
It's been quite something. I mean, you spoke to it, you've had all the highs, you've had some lows, you've had a medal at World Championships. I mean, what if you could pick one moment that really stands out, that grabs you, regardless of performance or anything, that you're just like, this is my memory that I will fondly take into retirement? What would it be?
I think the last 100 metres today, really, I never thought it would be, but honestly, the emotions coming down the last 100 metres, and
you're allowed to cry, mate. Come on,
yeah,
give us a tear.
No, I'm Scottish still.
He's cutting onions. He's not crying.
The PTO staff, I wasn't winning the race, but they still had a banner out for me, and yeah, it really means a lot, and I think it was just a perfect send-off.
Do you realise that you've probably helped a lot of people in your career as well achieve great things? I can speak for myself. We had a time that we trained together. With Alistair, you've had times training together. You've contributed, which is something that's unique in a very individual sport. I mean, that speaks to you, but is that something you reflect on?
I wouldn't say too much, but thank you very much for those words. Yeah, for me, sport's just an incredible thing. It brings out the best in people, and I really do mean it. And the beautiful thing about sport is, there's a start line, there's a finish line, and the best person wins. It doesn't matter what your background is. And yeah, just the people that I've met over the last 20 years, it's as much as on the race day, they're enemies and they are rivals. It's the moments away from the racing that I'll actually truly remember for the next 20, 30 years. It's the friendships that I've made. There's a special connection you have when you're training day in and day out with people. And yeah, it's something that I think is very unique.
How proud would little David be of you right now that you managed to have a career spanning 20 years doing something that you absolutely love?
Yeah, for me it's a dream. I grew up always wanting to be a professional athlete. I never thought it would be possible, and yeah, I think the main thing is that I've really enjoyed the journey. It's not always been perfect, but overall I just love sport, full stop, and to be so involved in it over the last 20 years, it's just something that I've lived a dream.
And what is next now for you?
Well, tomorrow
What's with the hard questions?
The big question.
I've been asked that a lot, and I think now for the next couple of weeks I just need to really decompress. It'll be strange waking up tomorrow without a plan. Again, I've not had that before, and a part of me is worried about it, but a part of me is very excited about it, and I think that's the main thing.
I think the skill, tenacity, and endurance you've developed over the years will certainly help you in that journey, figuring it out. Maybe don't go to the US for the next few weeks, because when you get in, they ask you, what's your profession? And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? So
Unemployed.
Exactly. Maybe don't put that on your CV, but give yourself some time. I honestly think, I look forward to sharing a beer or two later on and discussing it.
David, what a career, what a journey. Enjoy the next adventure, whatever that may be. Thank you very much from all of us here and the Triathlon Word for being a part of this journey and for an incredible career. David McNamee.
Thank you very much, and yeah, again, thank you for the PTO. It's been involved in this series. The inaugural World Grand Tour it's been special, and it's the perfect end of my journey in sport.
For this season finale of the first ever T100 World Tour, the skyline of Dubai in the heat and humidity of the desert. A fitting place, I feel, to crown two world champions who are alongside us right now. Taylor Knibb yesterday, Marten Van Riel just a few moments ago. Taylor, I'll start with you. How was last night? Did you celebrate? What did it look like?
Did you want the real answer?
I want the real answer. We all want the real answer.
Well, there's only one person for drug testing, so it took a very long time. So that's the real answer. I left here about 8:30 p.m., got dinner, went to bed, woke up at 5 because it's like wired but tired, and I had a lot of caffeine yesterday for me, so that's the past 24 hours.
The glamorous life of a triathlete. I also know what you're like. You love to pick apart the race. Have you yet managed to catch a glimpse of it? We were just watching the highlights there. Have you managed to watch any of it yet?
No, and I don't know how much picking apart there'll be, but I'm just very grateful for yesterday, and it was a struggle the whole way.
Martin, did you watch any of Taylor's race yesterday, and how much maybe did it inspire you to your performance and your title today?
I watched everything actually, and I have to say that Taylor actually made me a bit more nervous than inspiring, because I think that it was maybe the most hard-fought race of the year for you, and I was kind of realizing like, oh, yeah, this is gonna be hard, you know. I mean, this grand final counts for extra points, and it's for sure counting for the points. So yeah, I was actually getting a bit more nervous from watching Taylor.
What does that feel like to hear?
Well, hopefully it tempered your expectations, so it was easier.
How much mutual respect is there amongst you all? You all know exactly what it takes to win world titles, especially between the two of you on this T100 tour as well. When you know exactly what someone's done next to you, how much respect does that give each other?
Well, I have more because I wasn't running like dueling the whole way, and with like having to make that break, I don't know if I could have like shifted gears like that. So massive respect to you and to commit to a decision. But we have different race tactics, and I know the dynamics of the races are different. So yes, massive respect though.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, Taylor is just upping the game. I'm sure that in the next couple of years people will catch up, but she's kind of revolutionizing the middle distance for the women, and like the level that she's showing is inspirational, and yeah, it's gonna take a very, very strong ladies to catch up to her, so it's inspiring to see.
Yeah, for me personally, it was like, you guys have really like made my trip here. I found it difficult to wake up this morning and think that, for instance, I can't even compete, and I thought I was going to hate it, but I mean, you guys are not just amazing athletes, amazing humans, and what I love the most is that I feel like the titles have gone to swim bikers and runners. You know, it's not someone who's just hid all ride and won the race. You guys bring it the whole day, and it's so inspiring, and I think the titles can be more deserving.
All right, guys, do we think the celebration this evening is going to be a little bit more elaborate than doping control and can we at least crack the chocolate fountain, maybe, you know, practice on that champagne spraying? If there's anything I have to criticize of your day yesterday, the champagne spraying, you know, we can work on that maybe tonight, athletes party, something like that.
Well, if you'd like to work on your champagne spraying, I'll take note.
I've got it down pat. I'm fine.
Martin?
Well, yeah, I would take a lesson from the champion. So let's go for some champagne spraying.
Party will just be spraying each other.
Okay, well, go and enjoy the party with the champagne, wherever that may be. Both are world champions. T100 world champions, Marten Van Riel and Taylor Knibb.
Yep.
You both go. Thank you so much.
You can have finish line shots.
They're going finish line shots. There we go. Taylor's telling us where you're going. I'm going to usher you both out. Thank you very much. You've been excellent to watch. We're going to get Sam Long in, so I think we need a yo, guys. Sam Long is joining this finish line party. Sam Long, please. Sam Long, if you would stand in here.
Persistent and tenacious.
You have been, can I have one too? An absolute pleasure to watch all season. I'm just going to say that. I know this isn't what you wanted today, and it's, you know, it's quite raw right now.
Yeah.
Your season as a whole, though, it's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, today's tough. Yeah, I guess, you know, often I've got a lot to say, but today I don't have much to say.
Absolute legend, everyone's saying off camera, and
yeah,
all of us agree here, Sam.
It just takes a lot of strength to fight like this every time.
Sam, if you don't... Sam, if you don't want to...
Man,
people don't know what it's so hard.
Do you want to go and talk to Jan? And...
Yeah, that's...
Sam Long.
I honestly think this just shows how hard this man is fighting every single time, and that's why we love you. You inspire a whole community because you just keep on fighting every single time.
So hard.
And we all know you'll make it through this dip, and it's not. I mean, I didn't come away from today thinking that was a dip, man. You came out of the swim and fight. You weren't further away than the last race, even though there was no wetsuit. And what really kind of inspires me is, like, I mean, us three this morning were in the pool together, and you were like, your ears were open, like you were listening to every bit of advice, you know, and that's so inspiring, truly. And I think, man, I know you'll make it one day, and I mean, today is just a small dip in that ladder, and just remind yourself that someone somewhere is quitting now, you know, and you're not a quitter, man, and we all know that.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. I mean, of course, you never quit, and sometimes it can be emotional. The thing is, I actually executed, for me, quite a good swim, and my bike power and run were great. Like, I executed what I was capable of, but you swim like that, and the dynamics, it's however many people against one, and there's just, it's literally not possible. I think with where I was on the course, I did as well as I possibly could, and don't forget, it's been a long season, and you came into the start of the season so hot, man. Like, you were the fittest guy pretty much, bar to swim at the start of the season, and to carry that out to the whole year, it's difficult. Right? Yeah, for sure. So anyways, I take it with me. And
Sam, I'm going to let you go. You inspire an entire community, and you also inspire Lara and Leo, who I know will be watching at home. You are their biggest inspiration, and thank you for being part of this tour and 6th in the world. We're going to get to see you do it all again next year. Please come back and show the world what you're capable of. We can't wait to see what changes you make in that off season. Nailing this swim, Sam Long, you have been an absolute superstar. Can we give a round of applause?
Thank you, guys.